Do followers really matter to you? Like, do it really matter? What do I think? Let's talk about it. Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Taj with Taj Beauty Emporium, and let's just jump up in this thing. So I asked the question of, do you think followers actually matter? And do I think followers matter? Yes. Why? One word, and that's traffic. Now, I have heard people say that followers does not matter. Followers does not equal sales. You shouldn't go out looking for new followers until you have pretty much serviced, entertained, delivered to the existing followers that you already have. Focus on your followers that you have now, and later on, once you really get the niche of things, then you can kind of venture out and look for more followers. While that is true in a sense, I feel like it's a broad state. Like, I don't feel like it applies in every situation, right? Because let's say now, if you are new in business and you're just starting out and you are still trying to figure out, your niche, you're still trying to figure out who you're selling to, you're still trying to figure out that ideal customer, then and you have like a little bit of following, then I would say, yeah, focus on the followers that you have, focus on trying to narrow down who you're selling to and all of that jazz. But I don't think that it applies when you have been in business for a minute, when you know who you're selling to, you got your niche down, you are delivering whatever it is that you in the industry or the field that you're in, and you just not being seen. We all know that traffic is very crucial when it comes down to the when it comes down to social media and your website, right? I feel like while likes does not matter, it does not equal, likes and follows does not equal sales. Let me just say that right now. But I do feel the more traffic you get, the more followers you have, the better chance at more traffic. And let me kind of slow it down a little bit, and because sometimes my train of thought could be all over the place and I could be thinking of so many things at one time and it's not coming out the way I want it to come out. So here's what I'm trying to say. We know that a lot of times we'll have more times than not, there are people that's on social media that see your content, but they do not engage in it. They do not engage with it. We also know that having content on social media and having a high amount of engagement helps with the algorithm. When it helps with the algorithm, then your stuff are getting pushed more and more to more and more people. The more and more people that see your stuff, the better chance you have at traffic to your website. And the more traffic you have to the website, the better chance you have at a consistent amount of sales, right? You can have 100 people visit your website, but not 100 people are going to order. Not 50 of them are going to may not, probably won't order, depending on the stage you at in business or whatever. But what I'm trying to say is, not everybody that follows you or not everybody who likes your stuff is going to engage in it. And because we know that, then the more we need to get more people. So while I do feel like you need to focus on the followers that you have, and while I do feel like no, followers and likes and comments and stuff like that does not equal to sales, I do feel it helps with the traffic, right? Because traffic is really what we want. To be honest, I could care less about, when it comes down to like who following, who not following, who got this many likes, who got that many likes. Like, I don't care about that. But what I do care about is the fact that you are engaging with me. Like, if you see people, listen, people will see your content on social media and they may like it, but you don't know they like it because they're not engaging with you. You'll post something and you don't get no engagements. And all along, people could be like, oh, that's cute. Or, oh, she's doing her thing or whatever, but you wouldn't know because they don't engage with you. You know what I'm saying? So the more traffic, the more people, the more followers, I feel like the better chance you have. Now, I do not feel like you need to wholeheartedly focus on just that. But to say that it doesn't matter, I feel like that's kind of like, that's saying a little too much. Like, I disagree. Let's just say that I disagree with it. I do feel like it matters. I do feel like followers matter. I feel like the reason why followers matter, because the more followers, the better chance at them telling. We know that word of mouth could be like one of the best sources of advertising. But it, you know, bad, you know, that could do some damage too. But what I'm saying is, you have somebody follow you, they like something that you post. We all know that we be sending each other, our friends, in the DM, girl, look at this, or whatever, and they send it to somebody, and then that person get and see the post, you know, or they tag their friend and be like, oh, this cute, look, and then they tag their friend, and then their friend get on there and respond to their friend, and so now you have this engagement and it's building up the algorithm on this post, and now Facebook, Instagram, whoever, they're pushing this post out, and the more they push it out, the more people will see it, the better chance at you being able to gain followers. Or not just followers, the better chance you have at somebody being curious and say, let me go to her website and see what she got to offer. Or the better chance you have at somebody going to the page that they see and scrolling down to see all the things that you've posted, right? So at the end of the day, while I do feel like you should not focus solely on followers and likes and all of that, because no, it does not equal to sales, but I do feel like at some point, in a sense, it does matter, right? Because at the end of the day, like I said, we all want traffic. We want the traffic because the traffic, the more traffic, the better chance we have at consistent sales. Well, how do we get traffic? 3 ways how you can get traffic. The first one is to build it. Okay, build it. When you're building traffic, you're building your followers and stuff organically, right? Which means you're passing out business cards. You are telling your friends and family members and associates about you. About your business, about your website. You're asking them to tell someone about your website. So you are pretty much kind of like a word of mouth thing, right? You go to let's say you in the mall, or let's say you at Starbucks or whatever, and somebody say, you know, I don't know, there's a conversation with whatever. It's wherever you go, you are spreading the word about your business. You're spreading the word about your website, and you're letting people know, hey, you know, okay, for example, I went to the mall for my daughter's birthday I want to buy her 2 pair of tennis. And I go into one of the shoe stores, and you know, take care of what I was there for or whatever. But while I was in there, the sales girl, there was a guy and a girl, and they kind of stirred up conversation, and we started to talk. And I noticed that she was the girl, she was pretty much kind of like laid back, very the way she was talking just made, because we did talk about social media, she said something about a post, and the way she was talking was like, okay, she engaged online. She also talked about her liking to go out and dress and look good and all that. So I felt like that was the perfect opportunity for me to ask her, so you on social media? Listen, I'm on social media too. I have a business. Follow me or whatever. Let me pull you up. She handed me her phone. I pulled up Taj Beauty Emporium on her phone, hit the follow button, and guess what? She actually engages in my post. So I'm just saying, like, when you're building traffic, it's kind of like you're building it organically by telling people about your business, passing out your business cards, telling friends and associates about you, and you're telling your existing followers to refer you, tag your friend, click the link in my bio, join my email list, text this word to whatever to join your text marketing app. Like, you're organically building your traffic. The only drawback to building it organically like that is it takes time. That's the only thing that I could see that someone would have a problem with. It takes time. And it seems like we're in a time right now where Patients are thin, because I know I got some thin patients. But when it comes down to business, if they don't see a strike in sales, or they don't see a strike in followers right off the bat, they get discouraged. So when you're building it organically, it is going to take time. But the best part about that is, because it's organically built, and it took you the time, you had to actually take the time to build it. 9 times out of 10, those followers will stick. Okay, those followers will stick. So that's the first thing, building the traffic. Okay. Now the second thing is borrow traffic, right? So borrow traffic will be when you are, and I'm looking now because I have my notes. I was writing, but so borrow traffic would be you leveraging with someone else's traffic, right? That could be an influencer, that could be some of these promo pages that's online. That could, you're borrowing someone else's traffic. Now, before you consider to borrow somebody's traffic, to borrow traffic from someone else's, platform, you need to figure out what you bring to the table. Okay, especially if that person has a larger following than you, right? Now, don't go all off the deep end trying to be bizarre, and you got 5,000 followers, and you trying to borrow traffic from someone who has like 1 million followers, or 300K followers. Like, we gotta be realistic, right? But you have to make sure when you are reaching out to borrow traffic from someone else, that you're considering what you have to offer. What can that person gain? If not monetary, what can that person gain from allowing you to borrow traffic from them, right? Because this ain't no, this ain't the opportunity for you to be asking for charity and all of that, child. Because, people ain't trying to be doing all of that. Girl, I almost said something. But anyway, let's just not do that. Because you don't want to be looked down upon. You don't want people to be thinking that you're trying. Don't do it, okay? Just make sure that you have something to offer, whether it be monetary or not, to borrow traffic, right? Like I said, some of the ways to borrow traffic is you can do an influencer. You can. Nah, I don't do that. I don't do influencers or ambassadors, but I'm not knocking it, okay? Because it does work. It's proven to work. So I ain't knocking it. It just ain't, I done had some bad experiences. You can look down on I got a video about it, but whatever. But that is a way of borrowing traffic, right? So also, you can, there are promo pages I know on Instagram, because I've used one before when like the first 2 years that I started. There are promo pages where they take a fee and they post your stuff throughout the week, or through however. Some of them do the week, some of them do just a day, or you can sign up for the month or whatever. However, it just depends on that particular page. But there are promo pages that you can promote your stuff, so you are borrowing their traffic. Okay, you can do that. All right, so build and borrow. Now I saved this one for number 3, because I know when I first said, you're gonna be like, oh hell no, but you got to hear me out, sis. Okay, so the third one is buying traffic. Said what now? Yeah, I said buying traffic. Now, I know what you're thinking, but just hear me out. I'm not talking about buying fake followers. I'm not talking about buying fake traffic. That's not what I mean. Don't be out here trying to fall for them little okey-doke overseas accounts that telling you that they could build your traffic and all of this, that, and this thing. They could build your followers and your likes and your engagements and stuff. Don't do that, sis. Don't do that. Do not do that. Don't do that. That's not what I'm talking about. When I talk about buying traffic, I am talking about real social media and Google ads. Okay? I'm talking about real ads. I'm not talking about boosting posts. Because boosting a post is really, that's not an ad. That's just basically, and it doesn't, That's just basically getting you in front more people, you know, which is traffic. But that's not what I'm talking about when I say buy traffic. That's not what I was talking about. I am talking about real social media and Google ads, right? But you know, you may want to know your ideal customer and who you're selling to and your niche, and you got all your ducks in a row before you do that, right? Because if you do not know your targeted audience or your ideal customer, then you're gonna lose a lot of money. It is very important to know that before you start jumping in deep in that water with ads, okay? Because if you don't know who you running the ad to, then you're wasting your money, sis. Like, you want to make sure that you done already narrowed down your targeted audience. You want to make sure you already know your ideal customer, who you're selling to. You want to make sure you know what they like, what they don't like. You want to know what you're doing before you jump and spend money, because people spend a good amount of money when it comes down to some real ads, okay? They ain't playing out here. They ain't chump changing. They doing their thing, okay? So before you try to jump in that water and spend a whole lot of money on Google ads and social media ads, and you don't know what you're doing, just go ahead and get you an ads manager or somebody that can do it for you, or take you a course or something like that, because you know people take courses to learn how to do that, right? And because I'm still learning it. Let me tell you, when it comes down to ads, like, they say that once you really got it down pat, it's really easy. But if you don't know what you're doing, then it can seem like the hardest thing. So you just want to make sure that you know what you're doing when it comes down to running ads. But that is what I'm talking about when I say buying traffic, right? You are putting yourself into so many more people, right? And that is a better way for you to boost up your traffic, boost up your following. But it's so much more profitable, because the more people that visit your site, the better chance you have at a consistent amount of sales. If you have 100 people go to your site, 100 people is not going to order. 50 people probably not going to order. You have 100 people go to your site, you might have 2 or 3 orders until you really know what you're doing, okay? I'm speaking to, like, starting out, and you know, kind of like, I'm not talking about season that got it down pat, and to be honest, even season, like, I've had over 100 visits to the website, and the visits did not match the amount of sales. So I had to go back to the drawing board and kind of figure and look at analytics and look at what they were looking at, and that's a whole nother video. But I had to figure out why I wasn't my visits didn't match my sales for on that particular day. But I'm just saying, so basically I'm just saying all that to say that when you're buying traffic and you're doing Google ads and you're doing social media ads, you have a better chance. You have a better chance at getting in front of more people. You have a better chance at more people visiting your website or your social media or whatever your call to action is, and you have a better chance of more consistent sales. You're not going to get the traffic by just posting every day normal. Like, when people say, oh, post consistently, that's going to help. You saying that I'm going to post 3 times a day is not you being consistent. That is not what consistent means. If you say I'm going to post every day at 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock, and every day you post at 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock, you are being consistent. If you say I'm going to post 3 times a day, 1 in the morning at 9, 1 in the afternoon at let's say 1, and then at night at 9. But every day you either miss the morning post, you post at about 3, like, you're not being consistent. Okay, so there are certain, like, okay, let's say if I follow you and I know every day at 12 o'clock you're gonna post, or let's say you on YouTube and I know every Tuesday you're gonna put up a new video, and then for the past month, every Tuesday I go to your channel and there's no video, you're not being consistent. That is what consistent means, okay? But I say all that to say, I don't want to get off track. I say all that to say that when you're buying traffic, you are investing in your business by purchasing ads from either Google ads, social media ads, you know, Facebook, TikTok, whatever you desire, Pinterest, whatever. But that's what I mean when I talk about buying traffic. Those are the three things that I feel like will help you with traffic, and the traffic should help with consistent amount of sales. The more traffic, the better chance you have at closing out the sales. The less traffic, you could pretty much just throw it out the window and give it a rest. Like, if it's a struggle to get 100 people to your website and 50 of them to purchase, then don't you think that more followers and more traffic matters? It does. It all boils down to traffic, followers, engagement. All of that factors in. They are not the only thing. I'm not saying one is more important than the other. I said they all play a role. You know what I'm saying? The likes play a role. The comments play a role. The following play a role. They all play a role in your content being pushed in the algorithm. They all play a role in more people being able to see your stuff and traffic to your website, right? So I hope I explained that enough. I try my best to, like, as I was, you know, trying to keep everything in, like, I was trying to take my notes so that I won't get off track. Because I'm not the best at explaining things. I can know in my head what I want to say and how I want to say it, but sometimes it don't come out the right way. So I call myself trying to take notes or whatever. But anyway, I hope that you like this video. Let me know what you think. Do you think followers and likes matter? Drop down in the comment section. Let's talk about it. If you like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. And if you like my channel, subscribe. You know, hit the notification bell so you can be notified each and every time I upload. And with that being said, I'll see y'all in the next video. Ciao.